Hey friends, how are you today? This video is section 7 about Flutter tutorial series. And today, we are going to talk about project structure. Especially, we will focus on understanding the Flutter project structure. I am Abdul Aziz Ahwan from Indonesia, and let's get started with my video. In the previous section, we have created Flutter project with name hello_world. Now when this is done, the main screen would look something like this. So let us go through this folder one by one. Let it begin by mentioning the Android folder. The Android folder contains all the Android related code and file in this project. Similarly, the iOS folder contains all the iOS related code and file in this project. Moving on the library folder. The library folder is the main folder where we have to write all of our application code. The default project template currently only contains the main.dart file here, which is kind of like an entry point for the Flutter application. Further, when we do start creating multiple screen application following a certain design pattern, we will have to create more files and folders inside this particular folder. Below this folder is test folder. And as we can see here, this folder is used to store and manage testing folder for the application. Just like the library folder, this folder also has just one file by default at the moment. Now, the list of files that you see below the test folder is our file which are present on the root directory. Now, these are particularly configuration files which are used by the IDE of your choice and language tool. Now, let us explain this one by one. The .gitignore file is a hidden file that an IDE uses to store the list of files which need to be ignored when a source code is uploaded or checked into any Git versioning system, like for example GitHub. The .metadata file is also a hidden file which is used by IDE to drag the properties of the particular Flutter project. Another one of the file called .package. .package file is one of the package manager which manages third-party or reusable control or component inside the IDE. Let's say, for example, in this case of .package manager calls pub, and this hidden file is used by pub to manage the packages for our project. The hello_world.iml is an XML file which is used by the editor engine to get the configuration of Java_module which is used by this project. Moving to the pub_spec.log. Just like .packages file, this file is used by pub package manager in order to get the concrete version and other identifying information for every immediate and transitive dependency that a package relies on. Below it is the pubspec.yaml. This is the only file which we have to make changes when we have to use any third-party Flutter package. This file is used by pub package manager again to get and load the packages that are used in the project, which can also include third-party packages. Below this and the final file is the readme.md. This is a Markdown file, and by as the name suggests, it's a readme file which can contain any information that you would want to mention about the project, and it's an optional file. So this is mainly the basic layout of how a new Flutter project looks like. Now, what does for you is that whenever you create a Flutter project, it creates a demo app for you to visualize. So let's try to run the first Flutter app and see what the demo app looks like. So the Flutter run command is doing its magic, and this might take some time, but we can wait for that. Now, the Flutter demo app that is being built in the previous section is basically a counter app that allows you to tap on the button and make certain counts, as you can see right now on the screen mirroring app. When we tapping on the floating button and counter just change. It's basically just is that it count the number of tap that we make on the particular button. So I think enough for this section. Or further videos, we will go on to make our own Flutter project from scratch. If you have any question or comment, write it down on the comment field. Thank you so much and see you again on the next video.